June is the month to allow duality. Before you do, be. Make communing with the outdoors a focus and enjoy the growing light. This month, not everything in your garden has to be perfect for your garden to be perfect. Welcome to Biophilic. I'm Angela Wallace. Direct from the back garden, this is episode 1, June. Onwards to summer. Belting sunshine if we're lucky. The hot tarmac burns our legs when we sit to have a cool drink as swans swim luxuriously past on the river. The garden is signalling a change, an incremental movement towards long, light summer days. The first foxgloves have opened, purple in the woodland zone, their cornucopia of flowers ready to welcome buzzing bees. They are biennial, flowering in their second year, then setting seed. So upright and strong, yet tending to delicate romance. I don't think I'm going to bother cutting the grass. Life is too short, and there are so many other interesting things I'd rather be doing. There is some red and white clover by the cherry, which I'd like to transplant into the lawn. I have turf to cut from other places and art to create. So for me, there's no time for a lawnmower. As much as the grass annoys me for its voracious habit of not only surviving but spreading, I can't help but be entranced by its seed heads. They have completely covered the smaller woodland zone with their long, fine and delicate seed heads, shooting up tall green ballet dancers, steadily drying to yellow. Good for them, I think, for defying the best efforts of gardeners everywhere. I haven't the heart to remove them yet. They've won me over for now. It was a new day for planting out pumpkins, cucumber and courgette. The old low green crates filled with shop-bought peat-free compost were put to good use once again. The plan is for the pumpkins to run the length of the rhubarb patch, taking over with long, sprawling limbs as cucumbers grow up into the roses. I've planted 3 courgettes this year, one directly into the middle compost bin. We'll see how they all fare as the season progresses. What interesting things are you doing in your garden this week? Hail, and it came lashing, thrashing against the perspex roof around 1538. Monstrous and exciting, buckets of it, apocalyptic hammering. I was happy to be listening from the inside. There was so much water, it ran rivers down the drive and saved me the job of watering the plants. The storm removed a few patches of duckweed to reveal a world underwater, brown and throbbing, growing and developing. The tadpoles are beginning to grow legs, short and stubby. After so many years of planning and organising, waiting till the time was right, we are happy with our little patch of water and the life it brings. One strength of nature gardeners like us is to see a flower, fruit or vegetable and immediately know who it is for. Tonight I spied a stunner of my favourite ring of fire orange rose lower down on the bush. It wasn't in bud but fat and just opening to richness. I cut it with secateurs. A push with thumb and forefinger nips off the thorns, slowly removing the lower glossy green leaves, before handing it with a kiss to its owner. It sits now in a sours glass, filling the kitchen with scent. Keep the faith. Yellow rattle is in evidence. My hopeful scatterings last winter have borne flower, and it is definitely in both woodland zones and the flower meadow. It is much taller than I was expecting, soft to the touch but jaggedly pointed to the eye. What a pleasure to see, as it will temper grass and aid biodiversity. All our seeds germinate and grow in their own time. Since the temperatures began rising, the feverfew has been steadily growing, their pinnatifid leaves already large and branching, splayed legs akimbo. The first flowers opened today. Peeked at while folding clothes, they raised my spirits. Perfection of large button yellow centre and slender white petals like newborn fingernails. Distinctively scented, these long-lasting flower heads dot themselves everywhere, hugging along the pathways and inserting themselves in the middle of borders. They are biennial in my garden, starting out tiny in their first year before becoming the grand dame of summer in their second, then self-seeding prolifically forevermore. Feverfew does require editing, but luckily they are supremely hardy and will happily tolerate being moved. Kale with everything. I got around to sitting down as rain spattered the roof gently to pot on the perennial kale. I found 16 of my smallest pots and de-slugged them, returning the blighters to the garden to be gobbled up by the birds. Then, filling the pots with warm compost, I stuck an index finger into each one to create a planting hole. Slowly and carefully, I used a plant label to tease out each seedling and deposit it into its new hole before watering in well. They have my love and best intentions for thriving. In someone else's garden tonight, another place entirely, my dad's postage stamp, letter-edged west-facing cavern of wonder. Tall brown creosote fence, wheelie bins, alpine strawberries in the repurposed gutter, a small cotoneaster and a swarthy begonia amidst the washing line. Then up 2 steps to a large handmade shelving. "Here's a fern," he told me. "Thank you, I'll put it round the pond." On my way home and around the side of his house is the promise of divided flag iris. And then up to the car, a hug, beep beep, bye, driving home into the golden evening. The first strawberries. I wandered up the garden after work and there they were. Red jewels, like rubies dripping from the clavicle, hanging, waiting, some already half eaten by blackbird, slug and snail, who can tell? 4 in total ready to eat, packaging free, tender and melting with sweetness unsurpassed. It is true joy that their perfect shining faces welcome bountiful summer into the garden. Jam joy, gooseberry jam, first of the season. 4 free cycled bushes light up my life each year. Supremely jaggy in the thorn department, but oh so giving with their fruit. Laden with berries, this was the first pick. A thinning, removing every second firm green fruit, leaving the others to redden, sweeten and swell. It is important to thin prolific fruit bushes and trees, so the plant is not wholly depleted, but can use its energy to ripen the remaining harvest. 1.8 kilograms picked and made into jam, burbling, stirring, thickening, sweet-smelling preserved summer, decanted into gleaming sterilised jars, topped with a circle of baking paper and tightly sealed while still hot. Labelled in my own hand, gooseberry jam, June, and then stored glistening at the back of the pantry cupboard. Like sparkling gifts, they smile back at me. How to sterilise jars. The key to preserving is proper sterilisation of jars and containers. There are lots of ways to do this, but my fail-safe way is easiest. Preheat the oven to 120 degrees Celsius and bring out 1 or 2 baking trays. Fill a clean washing up bowl with hot water and a dash of washing up liquid. Remove the lids from your empty jars and place everything in the water. Lay down a clean dry tea towel and begin to wash your jars, removing residual suds with a little cold water. Allow your jars to dry on the tea towel for a minute, then transfer them directly to the baking tray and straight into the oven for 20 minutes or so. Happily, this is about the time it will take to make your jam. Remove the baking trays from the oven 5 minutes before decanting begins to allow the jars to cool slightly. Et voila! Sterilised jars for homemade jam, like a boss. Easy peasy. In the next episode, green springs up around us as we celebrate midsummer. The succulents holiday among wild strawberries and the tiniest froglets. The garden gribbles, glimmering in the heat like a wild animal. But that's all to come next time. This episode was lovingly created by me, Angela Wallace. You've been amazing, and we've been Biophilic. Thanks for listening. Tap follow, and I'll be back soon with a new episode.